Hi guys, coming to you today from upstairs in the little spare bedroom that we have here. So my boyfriend's a little bit under the weather, so he's downstairs on the couch sleeping. I didn't want to bother him and set up where I usually set up in our shared office space downstairs. So the room's small and I have a very limited amount of space, but I mean that kind of works, right, to kind of highlight how you can do yoga and you can do this kind of practice anywhere. So a very tiny, pretty much mat space is all I have today. I'm gonna keep the props minimal. So I do have my strap nearby. This is actually my mat strap. And I have a yoga block back here. And if you don't have any of these props, you can always just, not use them, or maybe use a pillow or some sort of other kind of box-like structure that will hold you. The strap, you can always use a tie, a belt, even a pair of jeans to help you. So what I wanted to do today is kind of do maybe 25 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of movement or stretching, and then maybe another 10, 15 minutes of meditation, maybe more like 10. So I don't want this class to be much longer than 30, 35 minutes. I know a lot of people like flow and, there is benefit to flow, and I will film a flow class, but I think that in these times as we're dealing with the COVID-19 and we're all cooped up and, we're all one on top of the other, it can be really stressful. And I know it's been like that for us too here. Although we're pretty lucky in that we get along quite well. But anyway, I did work out today, so that will be, a little bit of a disclaimer. So I'm not going to be doing super intense work today. Maybe I'll walk you through one of my workouts. I like to do 10-minute spurts back to back, but I kind of like to break it up. So maybe I'll do that in the near future. A little bit of what I've been doing lately to keep myself in shape, and actually I think I've gotten in a little bit better shape since I haven't been at work. I did have a few days where I did allow myself to eat and indulge and even have a couple of drinks, but I had to cut back because I was noticing I wasn't feeling well. And maybe we'll talk about that a little bit too. We can have a little bit of a chat where I can share with you a little bit about myself for those of you guys who don't know, and maybe I'll do that a little closer up. But for today, just want us to kind of get started in a cross-legged seat. And if you do need a block to prop yourself up, feel free to do so. Now, as I said, have been moving for a bit, so I'm not really going to prop myself up. But I'm going to ask you to rest your hands on your lap, to close your eyes and start to center yourself. So it's going to be largely a practice where we're going to sit for a bit and lie down for quite a bit. A little more for the low back, a little more for grounding, and a lot of stillness in the practice, even though there will be a little bit of movement. So resting your hands on your lap. Now I like to just take this gentle mudra or hand variation or hand yoga, hand position of just thumb tips connect, and I have my right palm on top of the left. I know there are different directives in terms of female puts this hand on top of the other. I do not recall them at the present moment. This is what feels good for me, so I'm going to go with it. And if I've done the masculine component or version of it, that's fine. Then maybe I'm a little more in my masculine energy right now. Take a few moments with your eyes closed. Drop your chin slightly, lift your chest, relax your shoulders, root your seat, and allow the outer thighs to press into the mat. Relax your forehead, eyes, jaws, and mouth. And start to find your breath. Gently breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Good, relaxing and releasing tension. Allow yourselves to hear your breath in your ears, each inhalation expanding the abdomen, rib cage, and chest. And each exhalation creating a subtle recoiling inward of the chest, rib cage, and abdomen. Sitting up tall. Let's inhale, hike the shoulders up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, down, and around. Again, inhale up. Exhale, back, down, and around. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, back, down, and around. Now let's reverse that. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward and down. Maybe keeping your eyes closed. Inhale, back up. I know I opened mine. Exhale, forward and down. And one more time. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Releasing the shoulders. Let's gently inhale, blink the eyes open. Let's go ahead and switch the cross of the legs, opposite leg in front and on top. Root the seat, lift the chest and really widen the foundation. Rest your hands on your lap for a moment. Let's inhale, hike the right shoulder up. And so I'm gonna let my hand just drape. And again, I'm gonna go with my actual right shoulder. Won't be mirroring you on this video. Lately, it's been a little much to really focus as it is. So to being kind to myself, I'm gonna kind of make it a little easier for me. And then exhale, release. Let's inhale, hike the left shoulder up. Let that hand drop. Just trying to create a little tension here. We're trying to relax the right shoulder and really root the left seat. And exhale, drop. Now we're going to open up the chest, draw the shoulders back. Let's reach behind us. Let's go ahead and take opposite hand to opposite forearm. If you have a little more mobility, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Just sway a little bit left and right. Now notice I'm not side bending. Side bending would be this, and we'll do that. But right now I want us to just sway, keeping the spine long, feeling the belly work a little bit. And of course, pull your belly in. So it is yoga. You want to keep your abdominals engaged. Good. Now let's go ahead and take a little side bend. Exhaling, side bending to the right. Draw that left shoulder back. Rotate your right rib cage a little bit to the right and draw your skull bone back. Keep rooting the left seat. Find your breath. Go ahead and inhale, restack your spine. And exhale, the side bend over to the left. Draw the right shoulder back. Maybe rotate that left rib cage a little bit to the right. Draw the skull bone back. Keep the neck nice and long. Good, then inhale, come back up to center. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, slightly hinge from the hips and fold. Now I'm going to look at the ground, slightly forward and down. Drawing my skull bone back. I'm pulling my belly in. I'm drawing my shoulders back. I'm going to draw the abdominals and really root my seat. I'm going to release my hands, but I'm going to interlace my fingers and draw the shoulders back. Pull your abdominals in. Connect to your breath. Good. Keep reaching through the knuckles. Good. Now we're going to inhale, sit on up. Exhale, release the arms. Take a moment here. Relax the shoulders. Now to alleviate some of the tension for those of you who have a little harder time sitting, I'm going to back up a little bit. All I'm going to do is bring the soles of my feet together, scooch to the back of my mat, rest my legs out. Again, I'm creating a lot of distance here. I'm gonna draw my shoulders back and I'm gonna exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. So what I want you to do is root the seat, draw the tailbone back, hinge from the hips, avoid rounding the spine or chest. Just gonna hinge forward, fold. The soles of the feet are gonna touch and our feet are gonna be pretty far from the groin. So we're not trying to get into that deep inner thigh stretch. If anything, I want you to feel this more IT band. Keep lengthening the spine. Now I'm not going to the fullest expression of the pose just yet. We're going to sit here for a little bit, draw the shoulders back, connect to your breath, and then start to sway a little bit left and right. And you'll start to feel this in the outer hips and thighs. This is a really gentle practice today. A little bit more about connecting to our seat, rooting our foundation, connecting into our back, and maybe doing some external hip opening and a little bit of internal hip release. But I don't want to go too crazy. I find that the last couple of weeks that I haven't been working, I actually feel better in some ways and a little more relaxed, which is ironic, right? Doing yoga and Pilates, but it's the running around. It's the not necessarily stopping to do my own practice, and it's really been nice to be able to do so. And planning on continuing to do this kind of practice with myself and with you guys. Now let's come back to center and maybe exhale, hinge a little deeper down. So I'm purposefully drawing my tailbone back, sending my chest forward and drawing my shoulders back. I'm gently pressing my feet together, and I know you can't really see the entirety of my feet, but my big toes are touching. I'm allowing the outer hips to root down and my spine to lengthen. My elbows are down. I'm breathing here again. I'm still not forcing myself into the full expression of the pose for my body. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Good. Keep lengthening your spine. Drawing the shoulders back. Now we're going to try to hinge a little deeper. Perhaps those of you who can, forehead to the feet. So noticing these are a little bit longer, the poses, in terms of how we're holding them. So I want you to find comfort in holding. It's a little more of a yin approach, not quite yin. Yin, there's a little more heaviness to the practice, a little more rootedness to the practice. But I find that I do enjoy yin a lot, and kind of a yin-like approach when I'm tired or when I'm feeling like I need to ground.
So I really want you to feel your seat root, your outer hips drop, and low back get a stretch here. I'm letting my arms go and just dropping them down, relaxing the shoulders. I'd like you to draw your chin towards your chest, and then we're going to slowly inhale, rebuild the spine. So rebuilding the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the shoulders, the neck, and the head. And just take a moment to process what's happened. Might feel a little bit of release in the neck, and I'm going to move my neck a little bit, my head a little bit side to side. And as I think I've said in other classes, sitting can be a challenge like this. So be mindful that we're working up to it, really working into strengthening the core, the belly, the back. So let's bring those inner thighs together. Let's go ahead and come up to all fours for a little bit. So I'm just going to see what my range here is in space. So we're going to go ahead, lengthen the spine. Spread your fingers out wide. Allow the triceps to spiral in. Knees are going to be underneath the hips, and we're going to tuck our toes. I want you to just sway a little bit side to side. And try to maybe even close your eyes. Let your head hang here. Just move. Feeling those outer hips. Get a little bit of space. Breathing into your entire back body. Good, now we'll return to center. Pull the belly in. Spread the fingers out wide. Push away from gravity. The wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. And I have my toes tucked here. I'm going to pull my belly button in and up, and I'm going to lengthen my tailbone straight back. Good, push the mat away, breathe. So draw the chest a little bit away from the mat without rounding your spine. Hold here, pull the belly button in. Now we're gonna imagine we have a pencil attached to our tailbone, and we're gonna do what's called poodle tail in Pilates. So you're gonna draw a circle on the wall behind you, okay? So you're gonna exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs, then inhale, sweep the hips around to the right, up, left, down again, right, up, left, down, drawing circles, right, up, left, down. Again, I like to inhale as my tailbone goes up and exhale as my tailbone goes down again. Inhale, up, left, exhale, down, up, right, center, left, down. 2 more times, right, center, left, down, almost like you're stirring your hips, right, center, left, down. Now return to neutral. Pull the belly in. Now we're going to do the other direction. So we'll exhale down, inhale left, up, exhale right, down. So just kind of stirring your hips around, pulling the belly in on the exhalations, right where the tailbone drops. You're going to notice one direction is usually a little smoother than the other. And again, around and back up. 2 more times, around and back up. Last time, around and back up. And believe it or not, that is quite a bit of belly work, right? Really have to have control there. So now let's do a little bit of release into the upper body. Exhale, just let the shoulders drop, let the chest drop, let the shoulders hike up and the head drop. Somebody took the batteries out of you. And then inhale, push away. Good, again, exhale, drop, let the head hang, maybe nod at no. And then inhale, push away. Good, 1 more time. Exhale, drop, let the head hang. Inhale, push away. Now let's turn this into a little bit bigger movement. Exhale, tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly, round the thoracic spine. Let's stay classic cat, no rocking back, looking inward into the belly or chest. Chest is a little more intense. Then inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. And again, exhale, tuck your toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine in cat. Really send the mid back up. Inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. And 1 more time, guys. Exhale, tuck your toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine, cat. And then inhaling, pointing the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, cow. Now let's return to neutral spine. Let's actually keep the toes pointed here. Let's exhale, shift the seat back. Coming into a child's pose. I'm going to widen my legs a little bit. Kind of want to go there, big toes touch, knees apart. And I'm going to take my knees the width of the mat, and I'm going to exhale, slide forward and drop my chest. Now, not everyone can touch their chest to the ground. That's fine. If you're working on that, go ahead and just bring your forehead to the mat and let your chest be wherever it lies. If you can drop your chest, maybe go ahead and drop the chin as well, looking forward. Drawing the shoulders back and keep sending your seat back. Really soften, lengthen your spine, pull your belly in, get a stretch. I even like turning my head, so try turning your head to the right. Draw the shoulders back. Breathe. We're going to be in child's pose for a little bit. I'm going to do different variations with you. I might even thread the needle in child's pose today. Soften, relax, and grounding down into the earth, sending the heart to the ground, seat back toward or to the heels, and just really softening and releasing. Now let's turn the head to the left. Exhale. Drawing the shoulders back. Finding your breath. Relax your jaws. Good, now let's bring the forehead or chin back to center. Let's exhale, sweep the arms back and place the hands palms up on the small of the back. Now here, I want you to really lengthen your spine and turn your head to the right again. If this causes any discomfort, you can always come back to center. So now I have my right hand on top of my left. Breathe, I'll switch that before I turn my head. And so I'm gonna ask you guys to do the same. Just keep drawing your shoulders back here. There's a few different versions of child's pose that you can take, and you can really start to feel this pose the longer you sit in it, just kind of lingering in the pose. And then before we switch the head, let's switch the opposite hand on top. So I have my left hand on top, whatever it is for you, switch it, and then turn the other cheek. And readjust, draw your seat back. Breathe. Make sure you're feeling no cricks in the neck. Feel anything in the neck, come back to center, maybe press your forehead into the mat. Good. Then I'm going to sweep my arms forward and bring my forearms down, palms down. I'm going to go ahead and lift my head up on an in-breath. So what I'd like you to do here is a little bit of kind of a threading the needle. We're going to come up onto the elbows underneath the shoulders for right now. Draw the tailbone back and send the chest forward. So almost like you're doing a sphinx with a child's pose, right? Elbows underneath the shoulders, shoulders back, chest forward. Feel a stretch in the neck and into the tops of the shoulders. Now what I'd like you to do is really send your buttocks back and pull your abdominals in. Palms are down. Okay, now start to walk the elbows in toward one another and draw the shoulders back. Maybe you turn your fingers out a little bit. So now you have your elbows in and your upper arms are going kind of out, your hands are going out. Send your seat back. Feel how this stretches into the tops of the shoulders, into the biceps. Draw the shoulders back, almost like you're trying to take your elbows towards your chest or rib cage. Breathe. I know those hips are going to start to talk to you, and we still have to thread the needle. Good. Now we're going to bring those hands back to center and walk the elbows back out. Not going to take them all the way out, but just keeping them back parallel. So now I want you to take your right arm, straighten the right arm out, come down to your fingertips and plug your left shoulder in. So notice how plug your right shoulder in. Notice how my shoulder's out here. Now I'm going to plug it in and press into my hand so that I have energy here to hold my body's weight up. So I'm drawing my left hip back in opposition as my right shoulder draws back. I'm going to open my left arm out to T. Here it is behind me. I'm going to exhale, thread the needle, bringing that left elbow down. I'm going to bring my head down and I'm going to rotate a little bit. Connect to your breath here. Draw the shoulders back. Nice twist. Feeling this in the obliques. I want you to draw your left hip back. Nice big twist. Breathe. Maybe you sweep that right arm to the left. Keep twisting that left rib cage to the right. I like this twist a lot. I like the stretch. Draw the left shoulder back and down so you feel some stretch there, some resistance there. Breathe. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and bring that right arm back to center. Come up onto the fingertips. Inhale. Open the left arm out. Exhale, bring the left hand down. And I want you to take a full child's pose once again. Taking a moment here, I seem to have lost my light, so you guys can take a break, rest in child's pose as I get my light back up. Breathing here, resting, connecting to your breath. Good. Now we'll go ahead and set ourselves up for the other side. So what I'd like you to do here is go ahead and walk
those elbows back in, elbows underneath the shoulders. This time the palms are going to turn up. Draw the buttocks back, pull the belly in. Keeping the elbows parallel to one another, finding your breath. Drop the chin slightly. Lengthen the buttocks back. Good, now we're going to turn the palms down. We're going to walk the left hand forward, up on fingertips, pull the left shoulder back so you can open yourself up. Reaching the right arm out, we're going to exhale, thread the needle, draw the right hip back, bring the right shoulder down, and the head looks underneath or tucks underneath your left arm. Draw that right shoulder down and back so there's resistance. And keep rotating the right rib cage to the left as the left arm maybe walks to the right. Enjoy the twist, really ring out here. Draw your right hip back. Find your breath. Good, now we're going to walk the hand back to center, so line it with the shoulder. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, release the hands. Now we're going to inhale, walk ourselves back up. Bring those inner thighs together. And take a moment sitting in what's called hero's pose on your heels. If this doesn't work for you, cross-legged seat is just fine. I'm going to turn forward for a little bit. Rest your hands on your lap, sit up tall, and just breathe. Relax the shoulders. We're going to go ahead and take a seat and turn to face the short side of your mat. So from here, it's pretty much going to be lying down and then eventually coming into Savasana. I'm going to just take the block to the back in case I'm going to use it as a pillow. And I'm going to keep the strap in the back too. Not sure if I'm going to use it or not today. So I'm going to have you guys walk your heels in halfway towards you, hands to your shins. Inhale, grow tall. Draw the tailbone down, drop the shoulders. Notice how the chin is parallel to the mat. Then exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs and just roll back onto your sacrum. Then inhale, take the tailbone down and lift your chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, roll, pulling your belly in, dropping the chin. Inhale, stack. 1 more time. Exhale, tailbone between the thighs, roll. Inhale, stack. Good, now we're going to exhale, release those arms forward, roll all the way down with control. So take a moment here, bring the soles of the feet together, walk the heels in towards you, and rest your hands on your hip points. Pull your belly in and rock a little bit left and right. Just releasing some tension in our thighs and groin. You can take your hands to your inner thighs and rest here. So I'm keeping neutral spine, natural curvature of my spine. I'm not tilting or tucking here. Relax, breathe. Relax the shoulders, releasing into the inner thighs. Maybe nodding your head no a couple of times, releasing tension. It's nice to place your hands on your body, just really soothing. Teaching ourselves to just drop and let things be. Settle in. Kind of getting into the inner thighs and groin region here. Relaxing the shoulders back and down. Now what I'd like you to do is keep that left leg where it is, but just flex your foot and let the knee go off the mat if you can. The right sole of the foot is going to come down to the ground and you're going to walk it out to the right side of the mat. I want you to exhale, drop the right knee down, drop it inward. Keep your right shoulder down. I'm going to bend my elbows here simply because I don't have room behind me. I want to keep symmetry. You can try this, it actually feels good. Some people, the hands don't come down, so just be mindful, it's a lot of shoulder opening. So I'm flexing my back foot, keeping my right shoulder down, and I'm letting the hips go into a little bit of a twist. This is a little internal rotation here. Feel a big stretch on the right side. Press your feet down strongly. And make this a little deeper to stretch out this hip. What we're going to do is cross the left ankle over the right quadricep like a figure 4. Keep the right shoulder down and the stretch will be a little bigger. You tuck the left seat underneath you. Send the right hip slightly forward in this case or to the left. Breathe. You can turn your head to the right, complete the stretch. Really feeling this in the hip, feeling that internal rotation here.
to bring the head to center. We're going to take that left knee back out, flexing the left foot. Now we're going to bring the right sole of the foot down. Both knees come up. Let's go ahead and drop back into the heels together toward the groin. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose. And maybe rock the hips a little left, right. Just feeling how that subtle, just time sitting in stillness allows us to open up, allows us to release. And placing your hands wherever feels reassuring. Good. Now we're going to slide that right knee a little bit out to the right, flexing the foot. Bring the left sole of the foot to the mat, walk it out to the left, and then drop the left knee toward the right, flexing the left foot. Arms are out to T, or if you need to, because you have a lack of space, saguaro cactus arms or cold post arms. Notice I'm lengthening my buttock away. I'm going to tuck my right hip underneath me, send my left hip to the right, and then since I want to go a little deeper into the stretch, I'm going to cross my right ankle over the left quad. It's going to give me that kind of figure four effect, getting a little more into that hip stretch there. My head is to the left, so I can turn my neck and get into the neck stretch. And then we're going to uncross that right leg, bring the right sole of the foot to the mat, left sole of the foot to the mat. Now we're going to drop the knees in and let the feet go out to the sides, and then you're just going to exhale, roll the knees to the left. Inhale, center. I'm keeping my head on straight. Exhale, roll the knees to the right. And inhale, center. Feet don't actually move. They're just going to roll. They stay exactly in the same spot. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. One more time, guys. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Okay, now let's heel toe those feet back in. We're going to walk the heels in a little closer toward us. We're going to take that neutral spine so I can gently feel the curvature of the spine beneath me. Place the hands on either side of your hips. Press the shoulders down. We're going to take a neutral bridge up. So once you step into the feet, knees are going to be hip width apart. And I'm actually going to take my block and place it between my thighs today. I'm doing short side facing knee. Pull your belly in. We're going to inhale, take a neutral spine up. If you have a block, squeeze it. I'm actually going to walk my shins a little forward. Press down into the mat. Interlace your fingers. And if it's available to you, walk your shoulders underneath you. Lift your chest up. Pull your belly in. Engage the buttocks. Reach through the knees. Squeeze in your block if you have it. Let's keep the head on straight for the safety of the neck. You might see me turn it. But I like to say I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing, right? Ha ha. Breathe, stretch into the hips. Maybe lift up onto the balls of the feet, get a little more stretch. Now hip extension is so-so for me. Spinal extension is hard for me. So that's when I'm practicing with a block and really trying to work it a little more. Now we're going to release the shoulders, undo the interlace, and exhale, come on down. So I'd like you to go ahead and remove the block if you used it, set it aside. Now from here, I'd like you to go ahead and extend the legs out, straighten the legs in front of you. We're going to let the legs widen out to the corners of the mat, maybe even off your mat. Release your arms on either side of your body, palms are facing up, and the shoulders are lying flush. And nod the head no a couple times here. It's really basic practice in a sense, but not so basic. Some of the poses are complex. Just not doing too many poses, just keeping it simple. And bringing our head back to center. Let's inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms up, take a stretch. Maybe interlace the fingers, turn the palms away from you and point the toes. Put a little bit of tension into it. Stretch, 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 pull the belly in. And then exhale, release. I want you to stay here in Savasana. And I'm going to sit on up and kind of walk you through a little meditation. And I'm going to take a moment of rest first, okay? So we're just going to relax the head, the shoulders and arms, down into the hands and fingers. The length of the entire back into the buttocks and both legs and feet. Just feel the belly rise and fall with each breath. Good, I'm going to start to come out. I'm encouraging you guys to stay here. And what I'd like you to do as I situate myself is I'd like you to continue to lie down and lie in stillness, allowing the entire length and width of your body to drop. And allow yourselves to feel the heaviness of your body down into the ground. Releasing tension, letting go of any tension that you may be experiencing. And I want you to feel very heavy. Relaxing the arms, relaxing the legs, and feeling yourself settle into the ground. And feel as if I place my hands on your shoulders and I press down lightly, yet strongly. And then imagine that I press my hands on your rib cage and gently rest you and settle you down. And then gently I place my hands on your hip points and settle you down. And feel as if my hands go to your quadriceps and press you down, to your shins and press you down, and to your feet. Take a big, deep inhalation. And then a complete, restful, emptying exhalation. Find your breath. And imagine that you can clear your mind completely. The mind notices only your breath. Each inhalation, each exhalation. And that, the breath, becomes the most important thing that you feel, that you experience, that exists in the present moment. And it can be a challenge, right? Always a challenge to keep our mind steady and focused. And so when you do meditation here and you're lying in Savasana, I want you to be mindful that all of our minds wander. My mind wanders all the time. That's how I ended up in this practice, right? Stress, anxiety. So I want you to make sure that you're not judging yourself and you're not thinking that everyone else knows how to do this and you don't. Okay? Just keep breathing. Connect to your breath. Feeling the in-breath expand you and the out-breath make you heavy and empty you. Now the next exhalation that you take, I want you to really drop. Let go. Then on your next in-breath, start to feel the energy come back into your body. A little bit of movement into the fingers and toes. Good, then rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. Good, relaxing the arms and the legs, bringing the soles of the feet to the ground. And draw the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your hamstrings or shins. Give yourselves a little squeeze and rock left and right. Now roll onto the right side of your body, pausing for a moment in a fetal position. Placing the right palm or the left palm in front of your heart. Inhale, come up to a cross-legged seat on the earth or the block. And sitting up tall, rooting the seat, pressing the legs down. Let's take a moment, bring the palms together in prayer at the center of the chest. Bow the chin. Let's take a moment to practice gratitude, grateful for someone and something today.
Grateful for each and every one of you. Grateful for this practice and grateful for the opportunity to share this with you. I think I'm going to leave as it is today. Please be safe, be well. We'll get through this global pandemic together. We have no choice. Come back to my channel, share it with other people. If you like what you see, you're welcome to donate to me at PayPal. It's Yogini, Yogini 4877 at gmail.com, or you can Venmo me, and it's at Alejandra, Alejandra dash Bozzolasco, Bozzolasco at Venmo. So that would be great either way. And if you can't donate today, I understand. We're all, kind of going through our difficult times. Continue to come back to the practice. My goal is to have something for you guys every day, and hopefully a little more and more content as the days go by and I get settled into this routine. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Namaste.